Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from Hella Handmade Creations. If you don't know what Hella Handmade Creations is, every month a bunch of different indie makers get together and they contribute one polish to the Hella Handmade Creations site. And it runs the 14th to the 21st of every month. Every maker has their own theme and every month they contribute a separate polish to that theme. Like I said, it's only going to be available September 14th to the 21st. All of these polishes are only going to be available on the Hella Handmade Creations site. So in the description box below, I will link the Hella Handmade Creations site, their Instagram page, and their Facebook page. And then I'll link my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from today's video. So I do have 20 of this month's offerings to look at today, and let's go ahead and get started. So first up, the gift with purchase from Under A Hula Moon is the Kai Hydrating Base Coat. Every month, Under A Hula Moon offers some kind of gift with purchase if you spend $75 or more. So this month they're offering a hydrating base coat. These blue tinted base coats are my favorites. They are the ones that I wear if I'm wearing my own kind of manicure, like if I'm wearing anything out and about. So I really enjoy this one. Moving on to the polishes, we have Contrary Lilac from 1850 Artisan Polish. This is inspired by their new theme, Masterpiece Theater, and it's described as a shimmering antique silver lilac that's topped with just a touch of holographic micro flakes. This is $12 and there is no cap. Formula on this was smooth. I got it completely opaque in 2 coats. I didn't have any issues with brush strokes hanging around. Sometimes these kind of metallic polishes have that issue. I did not. This one does dry a little bit on the dull side, so you are going to want top coat to finish this off. Nothing is going to stick to your nails when removing this polish as a glitter would, but it does kind of get a little bit messy on the skin, so I would recommend going in after your polish is for the most part removed and using a clean cotton ball with nail polish remover to get everything off of your skin. So my swatch photo, you're going to see 2 coats of Contrary Lilac and a glossy top coat. Up next from Bee's Knees Lacquer, we have We're Here for Darkness. This is inspired by her Ghost Adventure series, and it's described as a dark, vampy purple full of red to green shimmer. This will be, I don't know, there's no price on here, with no cap. I will update that as soon as I know it. Formula on this is wonderful. It took 3 coats to be completely opaque. That is kind of standard for these shifty shimmers. It does have to be more in a sheer base to get the most of that shift. I'm all about a shifty shimmer right now, so this one really calls out to me. Formula was wonderful to work with as well, no running, pooling, or staining. It does dry a little bit on the dull side, so I would recommend using a glossy top coat, but nothing is going to dry textured or be difficult to remove. So my swatch photo, you're going to see 3 coats of We're Here for Darkness and a glossy top coat. Up next from Blush Lacquers, we have Princess Buttercup. This is inspired by the Princess Bride, and it's described as a dusty peach neutral nail polish with a strong linear holographic effect. This will be $13 and there is no cap. Per the usual of Blush Lacquers, this is a beautiful, buttery smooth, easy to work with formula. I got this completely opaque in 2 coats. The hollow that's in here is strong. It's going to be the strongest outdoors in the sunlight. I wish I could have taken a nice, bright, sunshiny, holographic shot for you, but I do swatch at night when the babies are sleeping, so I could not do that. But even under my studio lights, this one had a super holographic flare. You are going to want top coat mostly for longevity purposes, but a nice glossy top coat is also going to help that holographic stand out to its full potential. Nothing in this is going to dry textured or be difficult to remove, so my swatch photo, you're going to see 2 coats of Princess Buttercup and a glossy top coat. Esmaltes da Kelly has 2 products this month. So first off, you can buy them as a set for $18.50. And there is a cap of 100 of this set available, or you can buy the glitter polish by itself for $11.50. And again, there are 100 available. We'll talk about Smooth Orange first. It says this serves to create a layer to the glitter to decrease the texture, preventing the glitter from absorbing the top coat. So I actually used this in 3 coats on its own, and then I used this in conjunction with the glitter that we're going to look at next for a jelly sandwich. Formula on this was wonderful. It's a perfect polish for a jelly sandwich, and in conjunction with the sunset glitter that they are having in this month, it looks super Halloween to me, so I really loved that combination. This one does dry nice and glossy all on its own. If you were to wear this out, you wouldn't need top coat. And then Sunset, moving on to the Glitter Sunset. This is described as a clear base with holographic glitter in pink, orange, violet, purple, gold, and iridescent flakes. I also did 3 coats of this one to build it up to full opacity. You could use this as a topper, you could use this in a jelly sandwich like I did, and it is wonderful either way. You are going to want top coat. This does dry seriously textured and dull, so a couple coats of a nice thick glitter eating glossy top coat to finish this off, and removal is going to be difficult. So that is Smooth Orange and Sunset, and I think what I'm going to do is just put 2 sets of photos, maybe 3 sets of photos in at the end of this. So you might see 3 coats of this, you might see 3 coats of this, and then you might see my jelly sandwich of the 2. Up next from Indie by Patty Lopes, we have My Parents, My Life. This is the last in their Annie with an E series, and it's described as a green base with holographic pigment and multi-chrome flakies. This will be $13 and there is no cap. The formula on this was good. I didn't have any running, pooling, or staining. I did 2 coats in my swatch video. I did 3 coats in my swatch photo because when I went to go take the picture after I had moved my camera around and everything, so I didn't want to fix it to film a 3rd coat, I realized that I did have a couple patchy spots. So I did do 3 coats for my swatch photo. You are going to want top coat to finish this off. Again, it does dry a little bit dull and slightly textured, so a nice top coat is going to help smooth everything over and make it look nice and cohesive, but nothing in this is going to be difficult to remove. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 3 coats of My Parents, My Life, and a glossy top coat. Up next from LynB Designs, we have What A Dinosaur Would Do. This is inspired by the show Friends, and it's described as a pastel blue crelly base filled with pink to orange shifting shimmer and an aqua to purple shifting flaky. This will be $12 and there's a cap of 90 bottles available. Formula on this was a little bit on the thicker side. It wasn't difficult to work with, but I would recommend working in thinner coats to make sure everything has a nice even coat and a nice even dry time. The little blue flakes that are in here stand out so well against this base. It's almost like a glowing bit off the light pastel blue base, so I think it's really beautiful and well done. The shimmer that's in here also stands out really nicely. It is going to dry down dull, so you are going to want top coat to finish this off, but nothing is going to dry super textured. Some of these larger flakes can create a little bit of texture, nothing like a glitter would be, and nothing in here is going to be difficult to remove. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 3 coats of What a Dinosaur Would Do and a glossy top coat. Up next from MDJ Creations, we have Fierce. This is inspired by empowerment, and it's described as a vibrant violet base leaning magenta with electric blue sparks and fiery gold holographic glitter, cool silver holographic glitter, and a linear holographic finish. This will be $12 and there's a cap of 100 bottles available. So we have this super rich pigmented purple base. It's got a good formula. I got it completely opaque in 2 coats. I didn't have to work to get any of this glitter out. Everything that came out on my nail just came out naturally. Everything spread out nice and evenly across the nail. This is going to dry dull and pretty textured, so you are going to want top coat to finish this one off as well, and removal will be difficult. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 2 coats of Fierce in a glossy top coat. Up next from My Stunning Nails, we have Dewdrops Are Due. This is inspired by flora and fauna, and it's described as dewdrops on dandelion wishes against a aqua sky portrait in diamond glitter and light gray polish with aqua sparks. This will be $12.50 and there's a cap of 100 bottles available. So I didn't quite understand that description myself, but it's like a super light gray crelly base with a blue flash and these little holographic micro glitter. Formula was good. It's a little bit on the thicker side as well. You do want to kind of work in thinner coats to make sure this spreads out nice and evenly across the nail. It does have one of those kind of ethereal feels to it because this base is so sheer. It does help the blue shimmer stand out just a little bit better. I did 3 coats to build this one up to mostly opacity. If you have longer nails and a more visible nail line, you might have issues with this one being completely opaque. So bear in mind, you might end up seeing nail line, or you might have to do more coats than 3. This one does dry dull and slightly textured, so you are going to want top coat, and removal is going to be difficult. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 3 coats of Dewdrops Are Due and a glossy top coat. Up next from Nail Hoot we have I Move the Stars for No One. This is inspired by Labyrinth and it's described as a packed with twinkling gold shimmer and holographic dispersed into a deep base that's as dark as the night sky. This will be $10.99 and there is no cap. Formula on this was very smooth and easy to work with. I got it completely opaque in 3 coats. When you're working with a black base like this, you do have to have it a little bit more sheer so you can see all the added elements that are in the polish itself. You are going to want top coat to finish this off. It does have a lot of glitter in here, so it is going to dry pretty textured and removal will be difficult because of that as well. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 3 coats of I Move the Stars for No One and a glossy top coat. Up next from Night Owl Lacquer, we have The Blood Moon Rises. This is inspired by Legends of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and it's described as a bright red jelly filled with fuchsia to purple to red to gold crystal chameleon flakes and charcoal sparkle flakes. This will be $12.50 and there is no cap. Formula on this is wonderful. I got it completely opaque in 2 coats. Depending on your application, you might want to go for 3. It does build up really, really nicely, and there's so much happening in here that on 2 coats, I felt like if there was any spot that I could see a little bit of my nail line, it was totally covered up with all of these beautiful flakes. You are going to want top coat to finish this off. It does dry dull and slightly textured, but nothing is going to be difficult to remove. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 2 coats of The Blood Moon Rises and a glossy top coat. Up next from my brand Pampered Polishes, we have Like I Don't Have Chalk. This is inspired by Bob's Burgers and it's described as a neon green glow-in-the-dark jelly loaded with platinum and holographic micro flakes, ultra chameleon flakies, and ultra holographic micro glitter. This will be $12.50 and there is no cap. I think the formula on this is good. It's this kind of crelly base where you have all these added elements to it. Builds up really, really nicely and it's perfect for like this kind of time of the year, like October, Halloween kind of stuff, as well as like the summer. This is a glow-in-the-dark polish. You do have to charge it with a UV light, as any glow-in-the-dark polish does, and then once it's charged, it will glow in the dark. You are going to want top coat to finish this off. It does dry dull, but nothing is going to dry textured or be difficult to remove. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 3 coats of Like I Don't Have Chalk and a glossy top coat. Up next from Penelope Luz, we have Sonata Artica. This is inspired by symphonic metal and is described as a duochrome purple and green with a little holographic pigment. This will be $13 and there's a cap of 200 bottles available. Formula on this is wonderful, very smooth and easy to work with, nice and shifty on the nail. I built this one up in 2 coats to full opacity. Depending on your application and how picky you are and your visible nail line and all of that good stuff, you might need 3. This is going to dry on the dull side, so you are going to want top coat to finish this off, but nothing's going to dry textured or be difficult to remove. It might get a little bit messy just like the 1850 Artisan polish would, so I would recommend as soon as everything's finished and, you know, primarily off, going in with an extra cotton ball just to make sure your hands are nice and clean. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 2 coats of Sonata Artica and a glossy top coat. Up next from Quixotic, we have You Can Be Just Like Me. This is inspired by 90s hip hop and it's described as a royal blue base that gives way to a stunning frost with a blue magnetic pool. This will be $12 and there is no cap. This is very richly pigmented. I got it completely opaque in 2 coats. It was virtually opaque in 1, but I don't want to magnetize on the first coat because it does pull pigment from the rest of the nail. So if I were to magnetize at that point, it would leave a couple bald spots. So I let my first coat dry completely and then magnetize my second. The magnetic effect on this is really, really strong. It does dry on the dull side, so you will want top coat, but nothing is going to dry textured or be difficult to remove. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 2 coats of You Can Be Just Like Me and a glossy top coat. Up next from Rogue Lacquer, we have Mind the Gap. This is inspired by London and it's described as an ultramarine blue crelly with vibrant red micro metallic flakes. This will be $12.50 and there is no cap. Formula on this is wonderful, not too thick or too thin, very smooth and easy to apply. The little red flakes that are in here do stand out, but it's not one of those things that are going to scream off of your nails. It's going to be one of those things that are more subtle that you can be the one to primarily appreciate. I got this completely opaque in 2 coats. A ton of these little red flakes come out without having to do anything special. You are going to want top coat. It does dry with the slightest bit of texture and dull, but nothing is going to be difficult to remove. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 2 coats of Mind the Gap and a glossy top coat. Up next from Sassy Pants Polish, we have the Bookish Girl. This is inspired by the Magicians, and it's described as a silver ultra holographic polish with an assorted fire red holographic glitter and micro shreds. This also features red sparks and red to gold micro flakes. This will be $12, and there's a cap of 150 bottles available. This one surprised me. It got completely opaque in 2 coats. If you're super picky, you might want to go in for 3, but I think I got enough holographic and enough glitter on my nails that 2 coats would distract from any kind of visible nail line. This is super holographic. You get a ton of this glitter out. It's a really, really beautiful manicure, and I think this is super appropriate for the upcoming Christmas season. I would highly recommend grabbing this one. You are going to want top coat. It does dry dull and textured because of all the glitter that's in here, and also because of all that glitter, it is going to be more difficult to remove. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 2 coats of the Bookish Girl and a glossy top coat. Up next from under A Hula Moon wax melts, we have No, You Get Murdered First. This is the first in their new Schitt's Creek series. It's described as a Halloween scent with a combination of candy corn, funnel cakes, candied apples, and cotton candy. This will be $4.50, and there is no cap. I always enjoy getting under A Hula Moon wax melts. They burn so nicely. They have a strong scent throw. They last forever. I really, really like them. This isn't particularly my favorite. I don't love artificially sweet scents, but it's not like that chocolatey kind of sweet scent. So this one is something that I would burn in like a hallway as opposed to like a main living area for me. But like I said, it does have a good scent, it does have a good throw, it does have a good lasting time. So that's the Under A Hula Moon wax melt in the scent You Get Murdered, No, You Get Murdered First. And I'm super pumped to see where they go with the Schitt's Creek theme. Our last 2 products come from Vanessa Molina, and the first one is Princess Celestia. This is a start in her My Little Ponies Equestria Girl series, and it's described as acrylic with a white base with turquoise holographic glitters, gold, and purple glitters. This will be $11.50, and there's a cap of 150 bottles available. Per the usual with a white acrylic, this one is a little bit more on the sheer side. I did 3 coats and got mostly opacity, but it wasn't fully opaque for me. You do get a good amount of glitter out. It does spread out nice and evenly across the nail. You don't really have to work to get it to do so. It is going to dry with some texture because of all this glitter, and removal will be difficult. So in my swatch photo, you're going to see 3 coats of Princess Celestial and a glossy top coat. And then the last polish from Vanessa Molina is Silver Spoon. This one you can only get as a duo in the set with Princess Celestia. This one isn't going to be offered on its own. But this duo will be available for $19.50, and there's a cap of 200 bottles available, 200 sets available. And Silver Spoon is described as a top coat with a transparent base with holographic micro glitters in silver. Rather than laying this over the crelly that it comes with, I just felt like it didn't showcase the topper very well over that polish, so I put this one over Orly's Gotta Bounce. I did 1 coat of this, and I do feel like it added something really, really beautiful to my manicure. This is a top coat, so you shouldn't have to use a top coat on top of it, but I would recommend doing so just for longevity purposes. Nothing dries textured or dull or anything like that, but it'll just make your manicure last a little bit longer to go ahead and top this one off. That being said, this one also wasn't difficult to remove, so in my swatch photo, you're going to see 1 coat of Silver Spoon over Orly's Gotta Bounce in a glossy top coat. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these polishes. Let me know what you plan on picking up from this month's Hella Handmade Creations. Let me know what your favorite was from this month's video. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.